Greetings, everyone. Someone mentioned this after we made a little bulletin about this, but quick video on Kickstarters that have come out recently that we sort of like that have to do with gaming.
I love Kickstarter, man. That's just.
This is the first time I ever really getting involved in any of them because there was the one for Shovel Knight, which I was curious enough, but I didn't
Shovel
pledge
Knight
anything.
looks. No, I pledged more than I probably should have for Shovel Knight. That game looks awesome.
Then I guess we'll start with the one that's the deadline's coming up, the Nobuo Uematsu, whatever one it was.
Project Phoenix. I'm the only one out of the group that's actually pledged some for this.
Do you have a link for this?
Just so you guys all know, the links will be in the description.
Okay.
There. Well, I sent it to you guys. I've got all 3 pages open.
Yeah, this is the only one I haven't heard about.
It's a JRPG thing. Basically, it's a whole bunch of JRPG people got together and said we want to make a JRPG. So it's technically an indie game, but it's actually people who know what they're doing making it this time.
Like Nobuo Uematsu.
Nobuo Uematsu. Hold on, I'm gonna get down.
He's a music composer. As far as I know.
Yeah, Nobuo Uematsu does music.
Well, they've got a lot of people who've done like big things. Like the director worked on Valkyria Chronicles. One of the designers worked on L.A. Noire.
You know, all of this makes me think that talented game designers are breaking away from video game companies and using Kickstarter to just escape the corporate bullshit.
Well, that's part of why I love it.
Yeah,
so much.
that's pretty much how it is.
Yeah.
Because
especially for the other two, yeah.
Because we were talking about this earlier. Like, if Rayman Legends had been kickstarted, there wouldn't have been that delay, because the publishers are you, basically, is how that works. And
So yeah, all we know is that it's kind of a JRPG-ish sort of thing.
there's only 4 days left, so if you hold on, I'm trying to see. Like they actually you can pledge I think $20 or $25 in order to get a digital download of the game. So it's pretty.
You're basically just paying for it ahead of time.
You're paying for it ahead of time. Also, you get some cool things depending on how early it is. So if you're, I think that's actually a pretty decent price for a game like this, which will probably be pretty long. So if I'm obviously you can just click the link in the description and read about it for yourself, and it looks cool to you, then throw money at it. Throw all your money at it.
Yeah, they've kicked the shit out of its pledge goal. It's about 7 times over its initial limit, but yeah, it's good to see that people are willing to fund these things if enough interest is garnered.
Yeah. And the newest one, which just came out, was a console Shantae game. Yay!
I'm surprised this started as a Kickstarter goal because I thought this would be something that'd be funded regardless.
WayForward pretty much gets contacted only for licensing games.
WayForward basically does like a lot of movie tie-in games, game tie-in games. That's what they do to pay the bills. Is what I feel like
that is pretty much what they said in like all their comments and messages from Kickstarter. It's like, yeah, we make like DuckTales Remastered and Contra 4 and whatever because that pays the bills, but we still like to do our own thing now and again.
Because like WayForward, when they make something that they really want to make, have made some really, really amazing games. Like I love Mighty. All 4 Mighty games are really good, and Shantae is also the problem with
the first game has its problems, but Risky's Revenge
game has
is really
its problems. I still haven't yet to play Risky's Revenge.
Risky Revenge is much more polished,
but it's too short. So I think this is just more of a.
Well, especially if it reaches some of its stretch goals, which I'm not sure it will reach because it's only got 160,000 of its 40,000 by now, and most major projects that end up smashing through stretch goals are funded within like the first 2 days or so. So this is, I'm sure this will fund, but I'm not sure how many stretches it'll reach. So, but this does look like the more like meaty Shantae game that I wanted when I played Risky's Revenge, because that was my major problem with it. Only major problem with it was
what kind of franchise are we talking about here?
Think 2D Metroid.
It's a Metroidvania is the closest thing I can compare it to. Although
it's a bit more platforming than most Metroid games, but
Oh, okay. That sounds good.
It's really I don't know if you have a 3DS, but
I have a 3DS. I hardly touch it though.
Yeah, it was basically the only worthwhile thing to download on the DSi, so you can still get it if you have a 3DS. So
Yeah, you can get both the Game Boy Color game because that's on the eShop as well as Rescue's Revenge. Both I think are only like $5. So
the new Shantae game's supposed to come out within like a few months. The Pirate's Curse one.
That's been in development for quite a long time now, because I remember reading the Nintendo Power issue of that last year for that game.
Well, again, as part of Way Forward, they need to pay the bills and Shantae and others.
Yeah, they probably had to finish up
other things.
Mighty Switch Force 2 and DuckTales before they can finish up the rest of this. So we still got that Shantae game coming out, but this one is an actual console Shantae game, and to me,
high definition, looks very, very nice. It's clearly running on the DuckTales engine, but
well, if they have it, they might as well reuse it.
And to me, I always viewed as a handheld game getting a console sequel as to be very ambitious, because now they have a little more horsepower to work with, and you can just tell from the Kickstarter page, really, that this is
from a little footage they have, it does look very, very nice.
Yeah, this is getting a lot of attention to detail put into it, and I'm a sucker for that sort of thing. You know, like games like Symphony of the Night that have all that kind of shit, and this is definitely one I'm going to be pledging some money to. My next paycheck, to be perfectly honest, because I've already put money into Mighty Number 9, which is the next game we'll be talking about.
Well, not to jump onto Mighty Number 9 too quick, but I think that Mighty Number 9 kind of screwed over Shantae in a lot of ways, because a lot of the people I've heard, like Reddit comments and people who've commented on my Twitter, have said, I would pledge to this, but I already gave money to Mighty Number 9. So
okay, I want to point out: is there a minimum amount of money you have to give to a specific thing?
Basically,
the minimum is just $1. You can pledge however much you want.
I'm saying, just real quick, people, you want to pledge to these things. You don't need to dump it all into one thing. You can spread it out a little. Just saying. There are a lot of people given to these things, so you don't need to put all. Let's say you have $10, you put it all on Mighty Number 9. Okay, that's nice. Why don't you put 5 on one other thing instead?
Well, the problem is that if you want to, most of these things come with one of the backer rewards is a copy of the game, and it works basically like pre-ordering. So if you want a copy of Shantae, you have to pledge $15 now because the $12 discount price is gone. So if you wanted to get both a copy of Shantae, which is $15, and Mighty Number 9, which is $20. Which is actually kind of expensive now that I think about it, but we'll get to Mighty Number 9. So that's $35, which is sort of a lot for a game that you're not going to be seeing for like another year at the very least.
Granted, though, these games still have less than a month to go in terms of pledge goals.
Shantae still has about 28 days, so that's...
No, I'm sure Shantae will meet its 40,000 goal.
No. I'm getting at more people who are unable to pledge any money to it. 27 days... I think is more than enough time to pledge some money for,
even if it's only like $5-10.
Yeah, because Kickstarter is very much like donations and stuff like that. Every little bit helps, especially when a lot of people are very interested in said game or the developers that are making the game. And I think if you're having trouble deciding how exactly you're going to spend your money, if any, then 27 days or at least a month is plenty of time to pledge something, because I'm the type of person that just I'll pledge the amount of money that's just necessary in order to get a version of the game. I don't really care about the digital incentives and early access and stuff like that.
Well, for Shantae, I pledged enough to get the soundtrack because Jake Kaufman is one of my favorite.
Same here. I pledged enough to get the soundtrack.
Because he does awesome music, so that I did that, and for Mighty Number 9, I did just the game.
Yeah, same. Speaking of Mighty Number 9, Keiji Ifune is giving a giant middle finger to Capcom.
I'll make my own Mega Man game with a blackjack
and hookers, and forget the hookers and the blackjack, and just go with the Mega Man.
Oh man, this one in particular just exploded when. It was announced first. It
was announced at PAX.
Yeah,
because even Fune had a panel there.
What did you guys think of the video that accompanied it? His pretty much
so many Mega Man references.
I can't say Mega Man.
Can't legally say the word.
To be honest, although I've followed Mighty Number 9 since the Kickstarter started, I haven't watched any of the videos associated with it.
There's only like one video.
Yeah, and you don't need to really.
It doesn't show any gameplay or anything. It's just concept art and
This
stuff.
is very.
I see.
This is very, very early.
Which is
Yeah.
probably why its estimated release is
2015.
April 2015. Yeah, this isn't coming out for a while. Still, yeah. Well, obviously, its support has been overwhelming. It's already got almost twice its goal, which was $900,000. Keep in mind. So
Yeah, in 5 days time, it's already made 1.7 million in terms of pledge goals, and
it reaches funding in like a day and a half.
yeah, that was crazy. Just how, because this is pretty much Mega Man without it being Mega Man,
and everyone wants
it
Mega
literally is. I'm going to make my own Mega Man game with blackjack and hookers.
and it needs 2.2 billion in order to
console
have enough
releases.
funding to have a PS3, 360, and Wii U version. Because as of now, it's PC only.
Well, now
most
Mac
likely-
and Linux.
Well,
as
no,
well.
it's going to reach.
Oh yeah, with
100,000.
They actually
25 days left. It's going to reach that goal.
They actually moved that down. It was originally 2.5 million, but since everyone wanted console versions, like, okay, we'll move that pledge goal, that stretch goal down to make sure people actually get it, and move some other stuff.
So you
behind
guys don't want to fund us going to Tijuana? Fuck no. What console versions of the games?
But don't you want to pledge $10,000 and have a dinner with Inafune?
I
well,
wonder
going
if
back
there
to hold on, going back to Shantae for a moment. $10,000 will get you an. Oh, somebody actually pledged to get the original factory sealed version of the original Shantae. I mean, I know that game's rare, but it's not $10,000 rare.
Wow.
Anyway, back to Mighty. Yeah. Oh, somebody just pledged while I was looking at the thing. Like normally, I think around like the 5-day point is when it starts to the money starts to calm down, and then it gets another boost right during the final couple of days. So
Yeah, because
I'm
people
gonna
get
guess.
paid.
I'm gonna guess like 5 million will be its final resting point, which is an obnoxious amount of money. I should do a Kickstarter. Kickstart me going to the Bermuda Islands.
Kickstart me helping me fund Mighty Number 9.
Help me fund myself.
I might pledge just a bit more money or when I get my next paycheck in the middle of the month, and I think that's how it's going to be for a lot of people. Those that really want to support this game have already funded with their initial paychecks in the beginning of the month, and in about a week or 2 weeks time, they'll probably pledge just a little more just for the sake of helping. So yeah, I definitely see this game breaking the 2.2 million stretch goal.
It's going to get released on consoles.
Yeah.
Even if it, for whatever reason, it doesn't. You think Nintendo and Sony don't see how much it's wanted and won't just give a little money to get it on their system, get some positive buzz.
Well, this is already getting so much positive buzz as it is. I mean,
I would love to be in the Capcom offices right now.
Well, I just, you know what? I hope they take it as a slap in the face, because they need to start paying attention to our other franchises.
Well,
But don't you want to play Super Ultra Mega Super Duper Ultra Fighting Street Fighter 4 Arcade
No.
Edition? Now with Final Fight characters?
I'd rather play some Darkstalkers.
how about a Resident Evil game where we explore the backstory to?
No.
Itchy Scratchy Guy. Itchy Tasty.
How about a Devil
I
May
kinda
Cry
want
game
that,
with the
actually.
real Dante in it? How about that? Give us one of those.
Well,
Bring back Nero, maybe.
I hope this game makes all of its stretch goals, and I hope it's one of the best fucking 2D shoot-'em platformers I've ever played, because this, I think...
Well, it has quite the staff for it.
Yeah, the staff is more
It's
than
basically
capable.
it's basically the same exact staff that made the first Mega Man game, because they have the same person doing the music, KJ Inafune, obviously.
They have a few guys who worked on the X games and the ZX games.
So it's basically Mega Man All Stars
I know
Battle Royale.
Keiji Inafune, Naoya Tomita, and Manami Matsumi are part of the original Mega Man
Team, yeah.
team, so... And that's half right there. Because only 6 people made Mega Man. So,
But what about Yuki Chen's Papa?
I'm sorry.
I want a return of Yuki Chen's Papa.
Just this game ends up doing really well after it's made and said and done, with this amount of positive press it's got going for it, then I think that may just send out the right message for game developers out there. Maybe it probably slap some sense into Capcom. Speaking optimistically, of course.
Yeah,
Possibly.
They're not the brightest bulbs in the bunch. So yeah, throw your money at these 3 things.
Hold on, I'm gonna check to see how much money it would cost for you to basically pre-order a copy of all 3 games.
I think it'd be around $60.
About the same about the same price as it was to buy one game. That's
$160 game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go do that.
Again, you don't have to do it immediately. You still got it. Well, not for Phoenix.
That's 4 days. So if you want,
4 days left at the time of this recording.
Well, actually, they have Project Phoenix has a PayPal, and usually that'll stay open after the Kickstarter ends. So
it actually transforms into Umatsu's PayPal.
Yeah. But yeah, throw money at these things if you want good old 2D goodness.
is that about it?